history come alive as we experienced the lifestyle of the Pennsylvania German settlers and the visit sites of interest in the area. A quote from the letter, which I still have, I think that came from Barb and Flora at the time. 40 girls from around the country gathered for 2 weeks, first in Lidditz and then here at Camp Furnace Hills. The girls were split into 4 groups named after families from the area, and Alfie was the big sister to the Good family, which included Cynthia, who is from New Hampshire and is here today, and Tammy from California, and Jeanette from also from Massachusetts, and Lori from Texas, and Jocelyn from Wisconsin, who all sent their good wishes on the opening of the barn, reopening of the barn, because I'm all still in touch with them. Our group gelled really quickly, and we all dived into our various activities: butter churning, baking, Sharonita, paper starving, etc. The experience at Foxfire House here, I know so many people have had more touch points with this house and this place than I have. This is my 3rd time here in my lifetime. But for me, it was a formative experience, and I think back to this place and what it means to me. I had a few experiences at sleepaway camp, but this was the farthest I had been away and the longest I had been away from home. I had always been interested in American history, and my experience here set forth a number of things in motion. I wound up in a lot of jobs after this in restored early American sites, because I think like butter churning on your resume stands out. So I was an American Studies major. I started to pursue museum studies, and long story later, I'm not in any of those jobs, but I am in girls' educational leadership, and a lot of that has to do with my experience in Girl Scouts and my experience here. But one of the best and most formative elements of my time here was meeting and becoming friends with Alfie. Immediately following the end of camp, the letters started flowing. It was right like kind of before email. Seems hard to imagine that there was a time when most of your communications were over letters, and chief letter writer was Alfie. If you sent her a letter, she sent one right back. Thoughtful, detailed, cheery, and heartwarming. And I have many wonderful handwritten letters from Alfie.
Oh my gosh.
Especially in the year that followed the wider opportunity. And rereading them, I was, over the last few years, I was taken back to that pivotal time in my life when she was both a mentor, a confidant, and a friend. She was a true big sister, as they called them, the leaders of the group, despite our 30-year difference. It would be hard to express what an important person Alfie was in my life. From my senior year of high school through years after college, Alfie was someone I trusted and regularly relied on to give me advice and encouragement. She reminded me of my goodness, my gifts, and my potential. It was easy to know that you were loved by Alfie. The studies now we know, but I think Alfie intuitively knew that how important it is for teenagers to have supportive adults in their lives. The more trusted adults that young people have in their lives, the better their mental health outcomes are. And I think Alfie knew this because, this is my second and last prop. She gave me this antique handkerchief kind of around that time, and she told me, I had another Girl Scout leader and a teacher in my high school, and she said that these 3 ducks represented how they were supportive in my life. So I think she knew that intuitively. Thank you. I don't want to break the glass and reach into the antique handkerchief, so I appreciate the modern handkerchief. I loved reading her emails. My mother had been diagnosed with cancer right after my senior year of high school, so she was someone, you needed someone else to talk to about those things, and she was someone who I could reach out to about that. And she shared all of the things that she loved. Books, movies, theater, nature, the beach, the museum, writing, and of course, her friends. And she really loved to write about her experiences with Girl Scouts and how everybody from Catch was nothing like a real handwritten letter from Alfie, but we also exchanged phone calls and reconnected in person a few times over the years. One time, many years ago, I came back for an overnight visit, and as it was early spring, she had to make a site visit to Furnace Hills, and she took me along. And she had such care for the camp, and especially for the way it provided a space for girls to experience scouting, nature, history, and crafts. And she sent me a lot of these little Alfieisms, she called them, over those years. And one of them she sent me was, "Memories are those special little treats we tuck away for later. My pockets are overflowing because of you." And my pockets